AI is everywhere right now. Companies say it's boosting productivity. Headlines say it's adding trillions of dollars to the economy. Every week, there's a new tool promising to make work faster and smarter. On paper, this should be great news. If technology makes work more efficient, people should be doing better too. But that's not how it feels. Wages aren't rising much. Entry-level jobs feel harder to get. Competition feels more intense, not less. So there's a simple question, hiding behind all the hype. If AI is making companies richer, why does it still feel like most of us are falling behind? The common explanation is comforting. People say, this is just how new technology works. Give it time. Everyone will benefit eventually. That story has been told before. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Because efficiency alone doesn't decide who wins. Ownership does, control does, and who gets to keep the gains matters more than how fast those gains are created. So before assuming AI is a rising tide for everyone, it's worth slowing down and asking a less exciting question. Not what AI can do, but who it's actually working for. To understand the gap, it helps to look at what AI is actually doing inside companies. Not in theory, not in marketing decks, but in day-to-day operations. In most cases, AI isn't inventing new products. It isn't creating new demand. It's doing something quieter. It's making existing systems cheaper and faster. For example, a support team that once needed 10 people can now handle the same workload with 3 in an AI system. No one is fired overnight, but hiring freezes, wages stall, and opportunities quietly disappear. Customer support is a good example. AI chatbots don't create better customer relationships. They reduce the number of humans needed to handle the same volume of requests. Marketing works the same way. AI doesn't magically find new audiences. It helps companies produce more content, test more ads, and optimize faster than before. Search and SEO are similar. AI doesn't replace Google. It helps large sites scale what already works while filtering out content that's average or low effort. From a company's point of view, this is a win. Costs go down, output goes up, decision cycles get shorter, and when you're competing with other firms doing the same thing not using AI, starts to feel risky, so companies adopt it quickly, not because it's revolutionary, but because it's efficient. This is where the hype usually stops and the misunderstanding begins. People hear efficiency and assume it means progress for everyone, but efficiency only tells you that more is being done with less. It doesn't tell you who benefits from that difference. At the surface level, AI is doing exactly what it's supposed to do for businesses: reduce labor costs, increase output per worker scale, existing advantages. None of that is secret, none of it is malicious, but none of it explains why individual workers should expect to earn more either. That assumption comes from a story we've learned to repeat, that better tools naturally lead to better outcomes for everyone. The reality is more conditional than that. Efficiency changes how value is created. It doesn't automatically change how value is shared. And that distinction matters more than the hype suggests. This is where the story usually gets confused. People hear that AI boosts productivity and assume one thing follows. Naturally, higher productivity means higher pay. That assumption feels reasonable. It's also where the logic quietly breaks. In economics, productivity and wages don't move together by default. They only move together when workers have leverage, and AI doesn't create leverage for most individuals. What AI actually does is increase output per worker. One person with the right tools can now do the work that once required 2 or 3. From a company's perspective, that's a breakthrough. From a worker's perspective, it's more complicated. If one person can do more, the company doesn't need to pay more by default. It can reduce headcount, hold wages steady, or simply expect more output for the same pay. Nothing in the technology forces the gains to be shared. This is the part that often gets lost in the hype. AI doesn't negotiate, it doesn't demand raises, it doesn't push back. So the productivity gains flow toward whoever already controls the system, the company, not the individual using the tool. That's why you can see companies reporting record efficiency while workers feel more replaceable, not more valuable. From the outside, it looks like progress. Inside the labour market, it feels like pressure, more competition, higher expectations, fewer safety margins. The contradiction isn't accidental. AI is very good at making organisations more efficient. It's neutral about who captures the benefits of that efficiency. And without something else changing bargaining power, ownership or rules, the gains don't spread out. They pile up. To understand why the gains pile up, instead of spreading out, you have to look at where value actually gets captured. Not where it's created, but where it's controlled. AI increases productivity. That part is obvious. But productivity only turns into income when someone has a claim on the output. Companies have that claim. They own the tools, they own the workflows, they own the customer relationships. They decide how AI is deployed and where the savings go. Most workers don't. Using AI at work doesn't mean you own what it produces. It means you're operating inside someone else's system, a system designed to optimize costs and scale results. This is where the common misunderstanding lives. People talk about AI as if it's a new kind of worker. It's not. It's closer to capital. And capital has always worked this way. When capital gets cheaper or more powerful, the people who own it benefit first. Everyone else benefits only if there's pressure from labour markets, from regulation, or from collective bargaining. AI doesn't change that rule. It reinforces it. That's why the gains feel one-sided. AI makes it easier to replace tasks, but harder for individuals to claim a larger share of the outcome. You're more productive, but also more interchangeable. From the company's point of view, this is rational. From the system's point of view, it's consistent. From the individual's point of view, it feels like working faster, just to stay in the same place. The technology didn't break the system. It exposed how the system already worked. AI doesn't decide who gets richer. Ownership does. And until that changes, efficiency will keep flowing upward, no matter how impressive the tools look. Let's make this concrete. Take something familiar, entry-level work. A few years ago, certain roles existed because they absorbed time. Customer support, content production, basic analysis, routine coordination. AI didn't eliminate the need for those tasks, it compressed them. Now one person with AI tools can handle the workload that once required a small team. That's why entry-level work feels different now. Job listings ask for more skills than they used to. Interviews stretch across multiple rounds. Take-home assignments start to look like real work unpaid. From a company's perspective, this looks like progress. Fewer hires. Faster output, lower costs. The math works. But look at it from the worker's side. If one person can now do the work of 3, the job didn't become 3 times more valuable. The worker became easier to replace. That's the part that productivity charts don't show. Wages don't rise just because output rises. They rise when replacing someone becomes expensive. AI does the opposite. It lowers the cost of replacement. So companies don't need to offer higher pay to get more work done. They just need better tools and fewer people. This is why job postings feel contradictory right now. Employers ask for more skills, more speed, more flexibility, but offer similar pay, shorter contracts, less security. The work didn't disappear. The leverage did. AI didn't steal jobs in a dramatic way. It quietly changed the balance of power inside them. And when that balance shifts, the benefits don't go to the person working harder. They go to the system that decides who gets paid and how much. By now, the pattern should be clear. AI didn't create a new problem. It accelerated an old one. Technology made companies more efficient, but efficiency doesn't decide who gets paid. Ownership does. That's why AI can make firms richer without making most people better off. The popular story says, this is temporary, that we just need to adapt. That balance will return on its own. Sometimes that happens, but it's not automatic, because nothing in AI forces value to be shared. Productivity gains don't become higher wages by default. They follow power leverage and rules, not software. This is the illusion worth dropping. AI isn't a rising tide, it's an amplifier. It amplifies whatever system it's placed into. If that system already rewards ownership over labour, AI makes the gap wider faster. So when companies get richer and everyone else feels stuck, the answer isn't mysterious. AI is doing exactly what it was built to do. If this feels uncomfortable, that's the point. The real question is whether we're willing to question where the value actually goes.